Hello, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. We are almost at a dozen episodes. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. And today we have a pretty exciting podcast. I last week went out on a stag do to Bulgaria, of all places, to play golf with a great group of guys. Had a great time, and I want to recap that trip for you guys today. Some of the best things about it, some of the worst things about it, some of the craziest things that happened, some good golf, some bad golf, all of the above. And as ever, guys, make sure to like this wherever you are watching, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. First of all, let's do a quick golf recap. Tough week for Tommy Fleetwood last week. Will he ever cross the line and get his first win on the PGA Tour? That is the question. We had some big names up there. Tommy, Scotty, Keegan, all in the mix. Keegan coming out with the win. Apologies for the grumbling in the background. My dog is not very happy that there are some people stood outside my window right now. Have you had enough? They're fine. Leave them to it. Apologies for the brief interruption. Apologies if it happens again. I wouldn't be that surprised. But anyway, Tommy Fleetwood, great golf, playing great at the moment, doing all the right things, putting himself into contention, getting so close. Tough, heartbreaking. Just feel like pressure maybe got to him a little bit. Didn't quite play his best on the Sunday. Still a great week overall. I loved the comments he said in his post-round press conference after the event, saying, it would be very easy to look at this as a negative, but actually it is a positive. He's had a great week. He's played some great golf. He's putting himself into contention. I think that's very wise, very mature response, and to be honest, a very good response. I think the mistakes a lot of the best players in the world make, and you see them make, is to keep changing what they're doing instead of just doing the same things which are working for them. I think, Tiger, little bit of a victim of that potentially in his, career, always looking to get better. That's what drives these guys. That's, also what makes them great. Tiger wouldn't be the same player if he wasn't always determined, looking to get better. But at the same time, golf is a game of consistency, and you want to do the right things consistently. And if you keep doing the same thing, you are only going to get better at it. Whereas when you try and change things, you're probably going to become more inconsistent before anything actually gets better. So yeah, tough week for Tommy. I do think he will do very well in the Open. I'm really hoping for a good Open Championship from him. That would be huge. I think, Tommy Fleetwood, Open Championship, English guy, obviously no stranger to links golf, no stranger to tough conditions. Would be an amazing to see him compete at the Open Championship. So hopefully we will see him back on top very soon, and would also be great just to see him get a win, to be honest, on the PGA Tour as well. The next name we have to touch on is Keegan Bradley, of course, the 2025 Ryder Cup captain at Bethpage. And there is so much to dive into here that I'm almost tempted to maybe do a full episode on this, maybe next week, or maybe as we get closer to the Ryder Cup. Let me know if that's something you'd love to see me do. I think let's just touch on it briefly. Obviously, the Ryder Cup captain, and one of the comments in his press conference was when they called him up, he said the first thing that they said to him on the phone, the Ryder Cup committee, etc., was that they wanted him to be the first playing captain since, I believe it was Arnold Palmer, about 60 something years ago. Now, I believe that's the first time he's made us aware that that was said. And that's pretty big, pretty high pressure. First thing to say, first of all, at that time, I don't think you would have thought Keegan Bradley would actually be in the Ryder Cup. Since that moment, he's actually started to play some really, really good golf. Whether that's his motivation because they've told him that we want you to be a playing captain, is hard to know. One of his other comments was that with all of the Ryder Cup chaos that's been going on in the background, actually, he's managed to find some peace and quiet inside the ropes when he's actually been playing golf. He's not been having to worry about this meeting, that phone call, what's happening with team rooms, team outfits, motivation, pairings, all the other events and chaos that go along with the job. So it's almost taken a bit of pressure off of his golf, which is interesting. I believe he's at his career high ranking of world number 7, and that's kind of a bit debatable whether, the world rankings at this point are even valid. But even on the data golf rankings, he's still a top 10 player, I believe. So playing some really, really good golf. And to be honest, I would like to see him on the team. I would. I would like to see Keegan Bradley play for a couple reasons. First of all, the US team at the moment, as it stands, going on name-wise and reputation-wise, it's not looking that strong. There are a lot of players who are playing very well and playing themselves into this team who, at the start of the year, first of all, you probably wouldn't have thought they would be on the team. And also, they're not household names. They are not, the average golf fan probably, if you ask them to name every PGA Tour player, they probably wouldn't even be on their list. I think JJ Spawn is a great example of that. Before this year, how many, fans out there really knew who JJ Spawn was? Now the guy's won the US Open and had a playoff with Rory at TPC Sawgrass in the Players' Championship. So I would like to see Keegan there. He brings the passion, he brings the intensity. He's been there before. He's got the experience, which I think we need at this point, especially, with seemingly a lot of first-time Ryder Cuppers kind of playing their way into it. So let me know if you would like Keegan Bradley to play. The other side of this, though, yes, I would like him to play, and I can understand the temptation to play from his perspective, because I think to be a winning Ryder Cup captain is massive. Huge, 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 huge. To be a playing and winning Ryder Cup captain hasn't been done for over 60 years. The glory that goes along with that is massive. Absolutely massive. So I can understand why you would want to, but on the other side of that, the risk that goes along with it is huge too, because to be a losing Ryder Cup captain, is pretty terrible. We've all seen what it's done for Zach Johnson. Yes, he didn't help himself in that situation, but everyone looks to the captain as the reason they lost, even when the captain hasn't even swung a club that week, even if the players just didn't play well. So it's a huge amount of pressure. And then if you chose as the captain to also play and then you lost, especially a home Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black, I'm not sure that's something you really recover from. That's tough. So it's very, very high risk and very, very high reward. Let me know what you think Keegan Bradley should do and if he should play in the Ryder Cup. We will definitely have much, much more to talk about that in future episodes as we get closer to the 2025 Ryder Cup. But guys, let's dive in to my Bulgaria trip. I cannot wait to tell you guys about this. I'm so excited. First of all, I can't even believe the trip's come and gone. I feel like with these things, you book them in so early, maybe a year ahead, 6 months ahead. There's so much wait, there's so much apprehension, suspension, all of these things. You look forward to it, and now it's come and gone. Little bit heartbreaking, little bit of holiday blues, but no, it was a great trip. I wouldn't change a thing. And some very, very positive and negative things to talk to you about this trip, guys. Some bizarre things, honestly bizarre. So first of all, we got to the airport. I didn't really have any organizational input into this trip. Just FYI, I had really nothing to do with it. I got told when to be there and what to bring, in essence. So we met at my friend's house at 7 a.m. Bit early for me, having to leave my house 6:30. I'm not the biggest morning person in the world at all. So it was an early start. I wasn't very happy about it because our flight was not till 2. It's about a 2.5 hour journey to the airport, meaning we got there at 9:30 for a flight at 2 p.m. Now, I am normally a bit careful when it comes to airports. I like to get there a little bit early. I would say normally aim for around 2 hours before the flight. Sometimes international flights aim for about 2.5, especially if it's a work trip. Like to give myself that little bit more of a buffer. But getting there about 4.5 hours before the flight, couldn't even check in, couldn't do anything, couldn't check our bags, couldn't go sit down in a cafe and have some breakfast or lunch or anything. Yeah, I was, I don't know, not my favorite start to a trip. Well, put it that way. I think it was a little bit overkill, especially on a pretty short flight in a relatively smallish airport. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. How early would you get there for a flight? Okay, after that, good flight. I did a lot of work on the flight, actually editing a YouTube video that has just dropped on my YouTube. Highly recommend checking it out. It is absolutely awesome. We filmed it at Burnham and Barrow, a Open Championship qualifying, final stage Open Championship qualifying venue, where Justin Rose qualified for the Masters last year, and we all know how that went. Justin Rose obviously nearly won the Masters last year. It is a top tier golf course, top 100 golf course in the UK, beautiful links course. And myself and my producer Richard, we went down there, had a great time filming episode 1 in my new series called Breaking Par. It is basically a new series where, well, it's in the name. I go out there and I try and break par. I've never broken par before. Only 0.5% of golfers have ever broken par. So not many. So trying to shoot my best ever score, and there was some big ups and some big downs, so I won't spoil it for you. Please check that out on my YouTube. Let me know what you think. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. So I did mostly some editing on the flight over. I also managed to watch a few episodes of Yellowstone. Just got around to checking out that series. I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but yeah, I can see what all the hype's about. It is incredible. It is terrifying, psychotic at times, extremely violent, bit gruesome. But yeah, also kind of beautiful cinematic scenery, panoramas, all that. Absolutely stunningly filmed. Yeah, great series. So managed to watch a few episodes of that. We had about a 1 hour transfer from the airport to where we were going, which was Thracian Cliffs, where we stayed and played golf all week. Beautiful place. Flew into Varna. I would highly recommend it. It is a stunning location. I have to say the location is pretty incredible. I will get more and more into why I would recommend it, why I would not. There is a bit of contrast. There is some pros and cons, and I will save those for the end for you guys. So we arrived there, beautiful looking place. Accommodation was great. Sorted ourselves out, went and checked in. It's a few hours ahead of here, so we lost a little bit of time. Ended up having kind of a late dinner, fairly casual, fairly relaxed. Everyone on the trip getting on really, really well. Great start to the trip. Back to the accommodation, bed, and up early the next morning. Actually, again, a very early start considering the time difference was 2 hours. We were kind of meeting at 8 a.m. local time, but it was really 6 a.m. our time for breakfast, and then breakfast was included, and then obviously getting warmed up on the driving range. It is very nice when you go and stay at a golf resort and you've just got the golf right there. You don't really have to worry about a transport, worry about driving anywhere. I think it's definitely something I prefer about most golf trips. It's just being on site makes life a lot easier. You always feel like you have a bit more time to work with to get warmed up, get food, balls, clubs, carts, everything. Let me know what you guys think. Would you rather be on site? Would you rather have somewhere off site? Yeah, let me know in the comments. But anyway, day one. This golf course is stunning. It has incredible views. First tee shot. I actually didn't have a very good range session warm up. Was kind of yeah, a little bit all over the place. I've been trying to get a little bit more width in my swing. I've been using the plane mate. If you aren't familiar with that, there's a few videos of me using it on my Instagram. And one of my favorite training aids. It's quite a difficult training aid to actually like hit balls consistently with, but it gives me some really good feels, gets me in some really good positions. So I was warming up with that. First tee shot, very nervous. You have pretty much out of bounds left, out of bounds right, bunkers kind of up the left side that cut in, and just piped a 3-wood in there, and wedge middle of the green, 20 feet, 20 feet, and then 3 putts. Actually, 3 putted the first green. Hadn't hit a putt in my warm up. And the greens were great, but they were very slow. And I'll just give you a brief overview of that first round. We were just loving the golf course. So we actually did 3 rounds at Thracian Cliffs, and then we did 1 round on our third day at Black Sea Rama, which is another course very nearby. And I'll be giving you guys all the pros and cons of both golf courses. So we started off playing really well, just loving the golf course, kind of getting used to it, all really great. There were some snakes on the golf course. Oh, I absolutely cannot stand snakes, guys. Any reptiles really I'm not a fan of. Really, yeah, don't like snakes. So they were okay, kind of avoided those for the most part. I think I was 1 over par through the first 6 holes, and then it all went to shit. It really did. Okay, we're good here. Thank you. Thank you. You can relax, have a nap. Sorry about that. So 1 over par through the first 6, and then I'm just gonna ignore her, and then all went to shit. Basically, the one of their signature holes, this beautiful par 3 down the hill. I mean, it's like a 100-yard difference straight down off a cliff down this hill. Very difficult hole. The next, another signature hole, you tee off basically from the middle of the ocean back looking towards the cliffs. Actually hit 2 good shots there and 2 lost balls. Not scoring on those holes. I believe I probably lost, yeah, I lost another one on the next hole. Didn't score there. So we were kind of doing a Stableford competition on the first day. And this golf course, guys, it was one of those golf courses where you are either on the fairway or you are out of bounds. There's not really any in between. It was tight. It wasn't super long, but most holes you did have to hit, I would say, at least 200 to 220 off the tee minimum. So really you're talking like you're hitting a lot of 3-woods, the occasional driver, maybe the occasional iron. But I did play really, really well that first day, guys. Probably the best ball striking I've actually ever had in my life so far, which is really incredible to say, I guess. Wouldn't say I scored the best I ever have in my life. I believe I finished about 6 or 7 over par for that first day. But honestly, guys, around that place, I reckon if I had played that same golf at my home course, I probably would have had a good chance of shooting my best ever score of like breaking par. That's the kind of difference we're talking about. I would say around that place, you're easily talking a 5 to 10 shot difference, honestly. And it's one of those golf courses where you just need to play well off the tee. Like there's no in between. You have to hit it good off the tee, which I have very, very mixed feelings about, but we'll keep going. And yeah, day one, pretty good day, swinging it very well, feeling confident. That night we went to one of the restaurants on site. Beautiful, right on the beach. You are on the sand. Beautiful, incredible restaurant. I mean, the scenery was stunning, guys. It actually was. I'm going to put up some videos on my Instagram story probably of this, so make sure you check out those if you want to see more. But yeah, absolutely stunning restaurant. Good food, not the best food, but pretty solid. Okay overall. The vibes were 10 out of 10. The food maybe a 5 or 6. There were also some more snakes of maybe 30 yards up the beach. Yeah, a few of the guys who had had a few too many drinks may have gotten a little bit close to the snakes at times. I was not going anywhere near them. I was staying firmly rooted at the table. I do not mess with snakes at all, guys. Then the next day, again, same golf course and pretty much the same story for me, actually. I believe I was level par through the first 6 holes, and then the next 3 just killed me, guys. Just absolutely killed me. Again, fairly solid round overall. I can't remember what I finished on, probably something like 10 over or something, which again, around that place isn't too bad, to be honest with you. Not as good ball striking as the day before, but not bad. And that night we went out for a beautiful dinner at, to be honest, the best restaurant on site there called Getty. Beautiful terraced balcony with kind of trees, a nice tree canopy over it. Absolutely incredible food. Service, well, the service was a bit mixed, guys, I'll be honest. The service wasn't great overall. Bulgarian service is not good at all. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. They pretty much look at you like you've just slapped their mother. And yeah, they don't really want to serve you, aren't really happy about it. But yeah, that's all you need to know about service in Bulgaria. But beautiful dinner. Had a great time with the guys. And then day 3, Black Sea Rama. We had to get a short shuttle over there. Probably about 15-minute ride. Pretty easy to get to. But the wind was gusting, guys. All of these golf courses are right along the cliffs. So the wind was blowing about, I believe it was about 40 miles per hour. Really gusting. Had to tighten up the hat just to keep it on. But Black Sea Rama is a very different golf course to Thracian Cliffs. Much more of a traditional golf course, how I would describe it. Beautiful clubhouse, great facilities, all good. Stupidly, someone talked me into playing off the blacks, which was the back tees. So at Thracian, we were playing off the furthest back tees they had, which was the golds. Black Sea Rama, someone taught me into playing off the blacks. I Played off the blacks for about the first 6 holes. And after that, I was like, guys, I'm moving up a tee. The other 2 guys in my group were playing off the front tees for some reason. I don't know why. Um, I was like, this is just brutal. I was giving up about 100 to 150 yards per hole just on the tees to these other 2 guys who are not bad golfers at all. So it was a little bit tough. Not my best stuff. Got a little bit frustrated there. Overall played kind of okay, but didn't score great. Afterwards, had a really nice bite to eat out on the terrace there. They have a beautiful clubhouse, absolutely incredible clubhouse. Great food too, I have to say. And they actually had a wedding going on at the same time. That looked like an incredible venue for a wedding. No idea how much it costs. Hopefully it would be pretty affordable out there, but yeah, if you're looking for a wedding venue and you want to go somewhere international, maybe one to look at. Lots of houses lining the property as well, holiday homes and things. Not kind of lining the fairways, but kind of lining the cliffs, a few of them. But overall, pretty solid. And we went back to Thracian to our accommodation where we got changed, had a quick turnaround, and we decided to go to the #1 tourist destination in Bulgaria, Golden Sands, which was about half an hour away from us. Now, guys, Golden Sands. When you hear those words, sounds pretty nice. Everyone had said, yeah, very nice. There was nothing nice about it. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It might be the worst place I've ever been in my life. It was I would describe it as the Blackpool of Europe. It probably actually makes Blackpool look quite nice. And I don't really have anything good to say about the place. It's basically just a strip of pretty not very nice beach with a huge amount of hotels, bars, and restaurants crammed into it. None of which are high end, none of which have good food, and that's probably all I have to say. We managed to have a pretty good time, had a few drinks, watched a rugby match on TV. Not that I had much interest in it, but yeah. That's pretty much all that happened there, guys. Then the next day, day 4, Thracian Cliffs again. Pretty much the same story for me, to be honest, guys, as the first 2 days. Played so good the first 6 holes. I was level par, and yeah, again fell off just those next 3 holes. I just couldn't do it. Just could not get a ball in play, and played okay again overall, but played pretty well through the week. It was tough. It was tough, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I ended up coming, I believe, 3rd overall in the competition, the overall competition we were having, which is great fun. I absolutely love having these competitions with your friends. It makes the trip, you know, handing out prize money, doing prizes for different things, different days, overall winners, all that kind of thing. It is great. It is great fun. I believe my team won 3 out of the 4 days, the overall team prize, and then I came sort of 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 3rd, or something like that. I believe I came 3rd overall. Great fun, but I was giving up 30 shots overall to the winner on the trip, which was pretty crazy. Honestly, getting to a low handicap is not all it's cracked up to be. It makes golf so difficult, and it really does sometimes suck some of the enjoyment out of it, because you have to play like your best golf every single day just to try and tie even or break your handicap by a shot or two. The margins are just so small, guys. It is tough. But let's get into the overall thoughts about the trip, about the venues, Thracian Cliffs and Black Sea Rama. First of all, let's talk about Thracian Cliffs. I have to say, as a venue, as a place, it is incredible. It's hard to describe. If you brought it to the UK, I think it could be, something very special, because it's this beautiful golf course on these white cliffs that kind of everything's pretty much along the ocean. The elevation gains, drops are massive. Some of the views are incredible, but there are some very, very stupid things that they've done with this golf course. First of all, there's rough grown up between the tee boxes and fairways, and even sometimes blocking the view off the tee box. If you just cut down that rough, it would look so much better. It would look so much more beautiful, because a golf course like that, its number one aspect is the views. We want to see the views. Give us 360-degree panoramic views. That's what makes Pebble Beach so special. Don't cover it up with this thick rough. Yes, you can line the fairways with that if you want to, but let us see the golf course. Let us see the views. And oh, it really, really frustrated me, that, guys. Really, really did. The other so annoying thing was it just had, the clubhouse was basically non-existent. The layout of the place didn't make sense at all. It had this building where the reception was that had flats above it, a golf pro shop, and the buggies round the back. That should have been the clubhouse. You should have had clubhouse, bar, restaurant, terrace, overlooking the 18th hole, beautiful views, all of this. Why that wasn't the clubhouse, I cannot get my head around at all. The clubhouse instead was a separate building just opposite, which I didn't see a single person go into the entire week. It was empty. There were 2 girls working in there, and they were just sat around doing nothing. It didn't even say clubhouse. The locker rooms were actually where the nightclub was. Again, no signs for anything, just the least logical place you could have possibly put them. There was like one table to kind of sit at and relax after your round outside, but they had this beautiful lawn, which could have just been an incredible patio for an incredible restaurant after you're done, and overlooking the sea and the cliffs. And guys, oh, it frustrated me so much. I was like, you've got something so special here. Great accommodation too. The accommodation was great. It is just being ruined by these few things which seemingly are just the stupidest decisions you've ever heard. Like, it's almost like someone gave zero thought to these decisions and had never even been to a golf course before. So that was very frustrating. It is a Gary Player designed golf course. The golf course itself, I don't have a huge amount of issues with. I think there's a few things that don't really make sense about the golf course. It doesn't need to be as difficult as it is at times. And like I mentioned with the views, also, they did host a European Tour event years ago, which was actually a match play event. They've never had another event there, and to be honest, I'm not surprised. Why? Because first of all, you're going to get no crowds out there at all, basically. Secondly, if you did get crowds, there's nowhere for them to go. There's literally there's no way crowds can watch golf on this golf course, because it is literally just fairways, thick rough with snakes in it, and there's nothing else. Secondly, you couldn't have an event there that wasn't match play, because, as I mentioned, it's either fairway or rough. Like, it's so tight and so narrow, especially off the back tees. Once you added some distance to it, you'd have to hit driver everywhere, and you'd have guys making huge scores. So there's a lot about it that just doesn't make sense. Now, Black Sea Rama, on the other hand, is almost the polar opposite. Perfect clubhouse. Again, it's a Gary Player designed course, same designer. Perfect clubhouse, beautiful views from it. It's everything you want in a clubhouse, everything. The golf course, the facilities, again, great. You go from range to chipping green to putting green to first tee, all in a line. That's exactly what you want. Beautiful, seamless. I mean, you do have that at Thracian, I have to say. That's fine. But and the golf course, it's more of a golf course. It's Thracian's like a little bit Mickey Mouse-ish, if that makes sense. Kind of, it's a golf course, but it's so difficult and weirdly put together at times that it doesn't feel like a traditional golf course, and it doesn't play like one either. It's not kind of punishing in the same way as a golf course should be. Black Sea Rama, on the other hand, is a golf course, but it's nowhere near as special as Thracian. Thracian has the views. You're right on the cliffs. Black Sea Rama has some good holes, but to be honest, you don't really get a huge amount of views, and it's just not as, it wouldn't go. Thracian could still go in my maybe top 20 potentially of like best places I've been. If you changed a few things about it, I would easily say it's top 10. And I think if you brought it to the UK and made those changes, it would be an incredible venue. But as it is, probably still top 20. But Black Sea Rama, it's not that special. Like, it's maybe worth a visit if you're there. It was definitely nice to play somewhere different. And it, as I mentioned, it had some nice holes. But yeah, overall, not nearly as special of a place, but a much better golf course set up with the clubhouse facilities and everything you would want there. And much also, I mean, I don't know if you can stay on site there, but some beautiful houses and things. If you were in the market for a holiday home, it's a better place than Thracian Cliffs. Guys, let me know in the comments down below, what's your favorite ever golf trip you've done? Where's the best place you've ever been? For me, Pebble Beach, hands down, it ticks every single box. Food, accommodation, golf, obviously, so much to do, so much to see. I would happily go back in a heartbeat. Let me know what is your favorite, and also what makes the best golf trip, resort, or whatever it is, package to you. Let me know the most important things. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Oh, I actually do have one, sorry. I went to finish too early. I do have one more thing to say. We came home after our fourth round of golf, guys. Late flight, 11 p.m. I think it was. Drove to the airport, all good. It was about a 3-hour flight back, so not too late, but kind of a weird time to be flying, like 11 till 2 a.m. We get back, we booked a big bus for us all. Driver, 1 hour late. 1 hour late to picking us up from the airport. You've booked weeks ahead. Not a good start. It's 2 a.m. You now have to wait till 3 a.m. Then you have a 2.5-hour journey to get back to my friend's house, which ended up taking over 3 hours. Then I have about a 40-minute drive home. Guys, I did not get home until 5:30 a.m. and I didn't get to bed till 6. I have done some long trips in my time. I've been all over the world. I've been on a 17.5-hour flight to Australia, which then I had to change planes and get another 3-hour flight. And in so many ways, this journey home was the worst I've ever done. And it was only a 3-hour flight. But then we had to wait at the airport for an hour, 3 hours to get to my friend's house, 40 minutes to get home, traveling all through the night. Oh my God, guys, I was so tired. I slept until about 1 the next day, and I just felt so jet lagged, horrible, weird. Honestly, it was not fun at all. So if you do decide to go to Bulgaria, I would highly recommend that you don't do that flight back. I would highly recommend you try and book yourself something sensible. And yeah, it was brutal, guys. But again, thank you so much for watching this episode. Please do give us a follow, like, comment on any platform you are listening on. Really does mean a lot to me. Working very, very hard at the moment to bring out as much content across YouTube, podcasts, Instagram, and TikTok as possible. So all of your help just genuinely really help. It genuinely means a lot to me. I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear your thoughts on the topics, on the episode, the editing, whatever thoughts you have. Please let me know. I try and reply to all of your comments. So thank you guys for listening. And as always, I will see you in the next one.